I'm Angela Lynn, founder and CEO of You're Wearing It Wrong, formerly Woo with Style. And so I studied materials engineering here at CMU undergrad, and I followed my passion for fashion to New York and found myself working there and learning a lot. Actually, I didn't really learn a lot in the fashion industry. It was actually when I did costumes for TV and film, that's when I actually learned how to bring out people's character through their clothes, because you're not just dressing the actor, actress, you're dressing the character. And when you do a good job, people don't pay attention to the clothes. They think it's just part of the person. So it feels authentic. So yes, this slide is me a long time ago, and basically the idea is nobody's born with style. It's something that has to be learned. It's a lot of self-exploration and figuring out, what are your values, what are your, what character traits do you want to show the world, and it's about telling your story through your clothes. So not to start off on a negative note, but I polled some employers about what are the biggest mistakes they've seen with women. Now, there's far more mistakes for guys than with women, so you don't have a lot to worry about. But I would say that a lot of it comes down to always err on the more formal side. When in doubt, conservative, formal for an interview. You're not going to, and classic, you're not going to go wrong. Stay away from anything that's too trendy, too patterned, too bold. You don't want to stick out. You want to actually make the interviewer feel like you fit into the culture of the company. So bare legs in the cold weather. This is something that makes me cringe because I'm just like, I'm always cold. It's not a good look. Go with, if it's below, let's say 40 degrees outside, leave the flip-flops, leave the open-toed shoes. Go with always wear closed-toed shoes to an interview, number one, but wear some hosiery, some tights, not leggings, but tights. You could do a skin tone color or, a sheer black or opaque black. Actually, I wouldn't go with the opaque black. That's more of a business casual look, but skin tone color or sheer black, hosiery for if you're wearing a skirt suit, and your legs are going to show. And you'll see another example of a picture later on of like when and why that's a bad idea. Too much makeup or too much perfume. Again, you don't want to distract them and make them see or feel like you're covering yourself up. You're at the interview to show them who you are, what you're capable of, what your skills are. So you don't want anything that's going to just detract or distract from that. By too much makeup, I mean if you look like you plastered it on, you didn't blend it, if it's like you have that line of, makeup is not my forte, but as a woman, I wear makeup, so I know. You want to make sure your foundation is well blended and the color matches. If you're going to wear makeup, make sure it's blended and matches your skin tone, or else you're just going to see it and it's going to draw attention. Too much perfume can distract them. They might be allergic. Actually, perfume has a lot of allergens in it, and a lot of people have allergies nowadays. So just be mindful of that. When in doubt, be modest, go without perfume, but deodorant, definitely do. I don't think I need to tell you guys as much as the guys, but yeah. Ill-fitting clothes. So women, depending on their body shape, have, different areas. Everyone has areas of their body that they don't like and areas that their body that they do like. So both men and women. You'd be surprised how much guys have problems as well. So my advice is to focus on your best features. Make those stand out. It takes a whole different approach to thinking about the way you dress. But honestly, this is what helped me get to where I was in the first slide to where I feel now that I'm comfortable in my own skin and my clothes feel like they're an extension of me, and that makes me just feel comfortable. I feel like myself. So it takes focusing on your best features, whether it's your eyes, your hair, your hands, your legs. Obviously, don't show too much skin. Again, you want to be conservative and err on that side, but focus on your favorite features and make sure those stand out, and those are the first things that draw you in. Whatever people compliment you on, even if it's your voice, like, it could be anything. So on the flip side, you want to learn how to camouflage those parts of your body that aren't your favorite. Now, I'll get into more of that later. But with Fitting, just make sure that it's not too tight or too loose. And I'll tell you some ways you can tell. So for example, if you're wearing pants and on the waist, when you have worn them all day and you take them off, you've got like lines on your skin, like they're too tight. You know, you can still see where they were all day. That means they're too tight. If you're wearing a skirt and, for example, if you have these ripples that happen right here, you know, a lot of women have hips and there's nothing wrong with that. That's a trademark of women. But I'm sorry if you can't see over here. So you have ripples right here, like the little wrinkles. That means that the fabric is stretching. Anywhere you see those lines, it's bad. It means that the fabric is being pulled, and at any moment a button could pop, or you know, wardrobe malfunction, what have you. So be careful of that. Pay attention to that. If it feels tight anywhere, or if you can just pull too much fabric, if you can pull more than, like, I'd say an inch on each side, you know, depending on the cut, if it's supposed to be, you know, loose fitting, a skirt or something, that's fine. But for tops and stuff, you don't want to have too much fabric. That's going to make you look bigger, and it's going to draw more attention because it's going to be bunchy, and you don't want that. So I'll show you some more examples with pictures here. So this is the kind of look that you want. I'll go back to the mistakes in a minute, but you either want to wear a pantsuit or a skirt suit. If you want to be the most conservative, go with a pantsuit. I've read studies recently that say, you know, depending on your field, especially if it's technical, you know, I used to work in engineering, so you kind of want to go on that more masculine side. It helps, like, portray, I don't know, something, authority or whatever, but either one is fine. Obviously, if it's the wintertime, you might want to go with pants just because you might be more comfortable. And you won't have to worry about getting snow or rain or stuff on your legs or what have you. But honestly, I always wear skirts. I only own like one pair of jeans, so that's just what I feel comfortable in. So whatever you feel more comfortable in, you know, if you don't like wearing skirts, don't, you know, because you're gonna feel that, and the person who's interviewing you is gonna notice that, and you're probably gonna be nervous already, so you don't, just stick to what works for you. Other things with fit, you know, you don't, like I told the guys, when you reach out to shake your interviewer's hand, which you should, and you should smile, your sleeve should go to this little ball on your wrist. If it's rising up, that means it's too short. If it's hanging down below onto your hand, that means it's too long. Tailors can help you fix that, or when you're buying things, just pay attention to that. Always try it on. I tell guys that too, but they just don't like to. I don't know why. Pant legs, same thing. It depends on what shoes you're wearing. If you're wearing higher heels, like 3 inches, and you might want to wear these pants with flats, they're gonna be too, if they fit you when you're wearing heels, the length, which this is a good length here, they're probably gonna be too long when you wear heels. Now, they have things that you can buy, like hem tape or something, if you want to DIY it. Otherwise, get a tailor. When you go to the tailor, bring the shoes that you're gonna plan on wearing, or similar style, height-wise, so that you know where to hem it. So they know where to hem it for you. What else do we have? So you should wear a button-down shirt with your suit blazer. Here's some more examples here of, these are the don'ts and these are the do's on the right. So again, with the leg thing, it's like, you know, maybe you went hiking over the weekend, you got bruised, your legs are all, you know, you got Band-Aids and whatever. Just wear tights or wear pants. Don't wear bare legs like that if you've got, you know. Or you could do things like makeup on your legs, but I don't think people want to spend that time. But if you do and you have to, go with makeup. They have, let's see, I think it's by Sally Hansen. It's in the drugstores. It's like spray pantyhose or something. I can't think of the name right now of the product, but there's things that you can do to fix it. Hosiery, when in doubt, is gonna help. You know, don't wear too much cleavage, like over here on the left. Again, you don't want anything that's gonna distract the person. I mean, I can't really think of a reason that it would be good, but so these looks here on the right are much more appropriate, the pants and the suit jacket. You can always go with a white button-down shirt. If you want to wear a different color, that's fine. Make sure it matches the suit. You should wear a dark suit, so that's dark navy. You could wear black. Black is more dressy, more formal. The darker the color, the more formal it is. So you could wear a gray, a lighter gray or a charcoal gray, but if you want to err on the side of conservative, it should be a dark suit. Different places. And again, call and ask. If you're unsure, call and ask. Get the HR contacts number wherever you're interviewing and find out directly from them, or if they don't have an HR department, talk to someone in administration and ask them what is appropriate, what's your dress code, what is appropriate should I wear for an interview, because they're gonna give you the best feedback, because really there's no rules to this. It's just that what's considered appropriate is called business formal, and what business formal is a dark suit, a pantsuit, or a skirt suit. Don't make sure your skirt is not too short, I forgot to mention. So it should, this is what they told us in school growing up, is it should go to the tips of your fingers when you put your hands straight down on your side. So it should not be any shorter than that to be considered appropriate for interview attire, which is more formal than business casual. So I think I covered over-accessorizing. Jewelry is okay, just keep it minimal. Again, you don't want anything that's gonna detract from them paying attention to what you're saying. And I forgot to mention, I'm gonna go back to some of the guys' slides because I mentioned that the reason why this is important, I felt like I need to drive it home for them, is your whole communication is a combination of what you say, how you say it, and then everything else, which is physical appearance. That's body language, what you're wearing, your posture, any hand gestures, your expressions. It's so important to smile. You want to look excited to be there. You want to look like you're excited at the opportunity. Don't look sad, even though you might be stressed out because of everything that you're dealing with in school. Just make sure you have a positive attitude, because that's something that they're going to sense. And it's the little things that add up to make an overall impression good, and that's what you're looking for. Posture, I don't think I need to convey it as much, although I do see it in women as well. You want to make sure that your shoulders are back, your chest is lifted, and I don't want to say lifted, but out, and yeah, your head is up. You're not looking down at the floor. It's going to convey that you're confident and that you have a positive attitude. That's what studies have shown. It's a subconscious thing. When you see someone and they have a certain body language, you don't know what exactly it is, but you get a feeling from it. That's nonverbal communication. So just pay attention to those things. Oh, again, it's important now more than ever because unemployment is still high after the recession, so job market is very competitive. So all of these things are going to add up to give you the best overall impression. It's in the details, so make sure you're paying attention. If you want to look at some of the guys' problems that we've seen, like I said, they have a lot more to worry about than we do. Shower, get a haircut, and you can be overdressed. So that's why it's important to call and ask. That's my number one tip, is find out what is appropriate to wear for your company, wherever you're interviewing at, whether it's a startup company, whether it's a large corporation, a law firm, anywhere. You want to find out, do your research, go to their website, and see if they have pictures of what people wear, but always for an interview, you need to be in a suit unless they tell you otherwise. Because yeah, for a startup company, you might be overdressed for an interview if you come in a suit, but that's why you need to call and ask them first. So you don't want to dress just if you're a student, you don't want to go to a job interview looking like a student. You want to look like a professional, so dress the part. Whether that's knowing what industry you're in, if it's a more creative industry like design, fashion, art, fine art, those things you can have more leeway. They're not as strict and conservative as some of the more technical and government nonprofit type companies or agencies. So again, do your research, know the industry, know the culture of the company, and one of the ways for business casual, is when you come into the interview, pay attention to what people are wearing there, because that's going to give you clues as to what's appropriate. I'm going to go back here. Open-toed shoes. Don't wear open-toed shoes on an interview. Just don't. It's distracting. And again, you want to err on the side of conservative and formal, and that's closed-toed shoes. Don't wear shoes that are too high. Anything over than 3 or 4 inches is probably going to be too high, especially if you're not comfortable. Practice work. If you're going to wear heels and you don't know how to walk in them, practice before the interview. And when in doubt, you can wear, you should have some heel on your shoe for it to be considered formal, whether that's a 1-inch heel or a 2-inch heel, kitten heel. You should have some heel. Like ballet flats are more business casual. They're more casual. So, okay, so what business casual isn't? Don't wear leggings to work unless you've asked and found out that it is appropriate. I know a lot of women now want to wear leggings everywhere. I like them too, but they're just not appropriate it's not business casual. Business casual is pants, whether they are dress pants that are black or darker color or lighter color, or a skirt that's the appropriate length, a pencil skirt. This skirt is too short. I'm sure she wouldn't pass the test of putting her hands down. And this outfit on the left, I love it, it's cute, but there's cutouts, there's midriff, there's sandals. Like, that's not business casual. Here's some examples of what would be considered appropriate for most places with business casual. A pencil skirt, tweed is good for fabric for fall. It's a nice texture. A blazer, you could wear a 3/4 sleeve blazer. I like a lot of those. A button-down shirt, whether it's a blousey material or more like a cotton type button-down shirt with pants or skirt. And also you could layer with a button-down and a sweater, a cardigan, things like that. Ballet flats are okay for business casual. So are heels if you prefer. So I wanted to get into a little bit more detail because, like I said, women don't have as many, what's the right word, biggest mistakes as men, but there are some things that you should be aware of. So the most important thing is always fit. That's why, like I said to the guys, the tailor is your best friend. If you're buying something and you don't know if it can be tailored or not, always size up. If it's too tight or if you're between sizes, always size up because they're going to be able to take fabric out, but you can't put fabric back in. So always make sure that it's bigger so that they can make it fit you. Color is very important because, well, for a number of reasons, one of them being psychological. Certain colors are more credible than others. Blue is a very credible color, a traditional kind of blue. You should pay attention to your body type and know your body type, especially when it comes to colors. You should know that lighter colors are going to draw your eye. Darker colors make things recede and appear slimmer or elongated. So if you want to look taller and slimmer, you could wear one solid dark color from head to toe. And let me see. So for fit, I'm just going to go into a little bit more depth for these. Again, look for bunching, pinching. If it's too tight, if it's too loose, you can actually grab onto extra fabric, especially at the waist. If it's a shirt or pants at the waist, if you can actually pull out fabric, then it's too loose. Let's say, oh yes, the tailor, of course. So we pretty much covered fit. Color. So I talked about patterns. Patterns draw your eyes. So anywhere that's not one of your favorite features, don't put a pattern there because that's where our eyes are just naturally drawn to patterns. We want to try to our brains like to figure things out like that. So when it comes to stripes, if you want to appear taller, you wear vertical stripes. If you're very tall and you don't want to look, as tall, you could wear horizontal stripes. Anywhere you want to appear wider, put horizontal stripes. Anywhere you want to appear longer, put vertical stripes. But I wouldn't mix them together. because that would be too jarring. Darker colors draw attention away, lighter colors draw attention to them. And when it comes to your skin tone, this is it's very subjective, but there's different ways of telling, whether with jewelry, certain people's skin tones look better with gold versus silver. I'm not really going to go into a lot of the details, but warm, cool colors, warms tend to look good in gold, cools tend to look good in silver, and every shade has a warm and a cool tone. Warm has more yellow, golden in it, and cool has more silvery, kind of bluish, pinkish colors to it. And some people are neutral. You can wear both. Those are just most flattering for different people. Body type. For women, it's the hourglass shape. It has to do with the golden ratio. It's just what's more pleasing to the human eye. So any body type that is not that shape, you can do a lot of things with clothes to actually make your body look more like that shape. So again, with the stripes and wearing different types of thicker fabrics. If you want to balance out your top and your bottom half, if you carry most of your weight on the top, don't wear bigger, bulky, loose-fitting things on top. Wear them more on the bottom, because that's going to make your proportions balance out. It's always about balance, so balance is key. So whatever you want your top half to kind of be in relation to your bottom half. So you don't really want to look like out of proportion with the way you're dressing. It's kind of, without the pictures, it's kind of a little bit hard to see. But basically, when it comes to business casual, don't wear any like very, very bold, vivid, bright patterns, because that's probably not appropriate. I'd stick with more subtle, more solid colors. You can use textures. You can use different fabrics, depending on what time of year it is, are going to add bulk to your frame. So if you want to, maybe make your top half more bigger looking, then you can wear, like things like this, like ruffles and anything that's going to add fabric to that area, in a simple sense. Think of clothes as shapes. So again, wherever you want to look slimmer, wear the darker colors, wear the thinner fabrics. Wherever you want to appear larger, wear thicker fabrics. Like, hopefully, does that make sense? It's kind of hard to do without a visual representation, and I don't want to go around and like pick at people. So, so basically, when in doubt, ask. It's always important to know what's considered appropriate for your industry, for your job, and for the company that you're interviewing at. So dress for your goals. If you see yourself as like, an executive, look that part. You're gonna start feeling normal. At first it's gonna be a little bit weird, but eventually, you're gonna start feeling more appropriate to the person or the job that you want, career you want to have. Make sure you turn off your phone. Don't have your phone out on the table during the interview. It's very distracting, and it gives a signal to the hiring person that your attention is not all there, and that's the last thing you want during an interview. So smile. That's the best thing, and shake their hand, and I'll take any questions. If you have questions that maybe you're embarrassed or not sure something, just email me. Go to our website, www.urwiw.com, and send me through the form your question. The best thing to do is send me a picture of what you're considering to wear, whether it's from a website or it's something you have, and then a picture of you, head to toe. I forgot to say that to the guys, H to T, because shoes are very important. So I want to see the whole look. That's going to be the best way I can give you advice. Any questions? Yes.
So for the EOC, since it's not an interview necessarily, is that more business casual?
For what?
For the EOC, the conference thing that's going on Thursday.
That's not business casual. It's actually business formal. So yeah, basically there's recruiters there, and they are looking to hire people. They're going to be setting up appointments for interviews. So you do want to make the best impression there that you can. I would say it's not as formal as an interview. So if you don't have a dark suit, it's okay. You could wear a light gray suit. You could wear, a different color suit. But I would wear a suit. Oh, I forgot to mention, so via the Career Center, they have a suit lending program, I found out. So, yes. So check that out, and it's free, I believe, so go to the Career Center.
We just ask that you dry clean it afterwards.
Yeah, and also Goodwill. I think, I've found so many good things. I mean, it's especially being a student and being on a budget, I would say I would get one from an inexpensive place and have it tailored because, again, fit is more important. Don't think you have to go out and spend hundreds of dollars on a suit. Just make sure it fits and the colors are right.
There are some decent secondhand clothing upper-end
Yeah.
clothing shops for women.
Yeah, consignment stores, thrift stores, Goodwill, yeah. I mean, it's kind of like a treasure hunt. You might have to be there a while looking through everything, Banana Republic is a good store for suits. J. Crew, Macy's, those are good places to find a lot of suits. So,
If a student meets a recruiter, let's say at the EOC or whatever the event is, and they're pretty casual, because we'll have them.
Yes.
They're from the West Coast,
yes.
and they're with Google or they're with Amazon or whoever they're with, and they might have on like blue cheese, the recruiter, and a polo. What's your advice, for culture of the company and dressing appropriately for the culture of the company? If they give an interview, so let's say they're offering an interview to the student.
Yeah, so I would ask them, what's appropriate for interview attire for your company? That's what I would do. When in doubt, ask. And always, err on the dressier side. But again, there is such a thing as being overdressed. So depending on the company's culture, check out their website, see if they have pictures of the way people look. But honestly, for an interview, you do want to bump it up a notch. So definitely ask what's appropriate, and that way you're probably not going to go wrong. Because every company is different, and you want them to feel like you fit in their culture. Because if they could see you potentially working there, that's already a plus. Yes.
Another question is someone who doesn't dress fancy ever.
Uh-huh.
So I saw it briefly on the boys' slide, no backpacks. What kind of bags?
Oh, right.
I mean, obviously no backpacks as well, but.
Right. So this is the kind of bag I think that would be ideal. Like if your interview is on campus, like I told the guys, you can drop off your backpack at the Career Center when you're going into interview. If you're interviewing off-site, definitely don't have a backpack. If you have to carry stuff, get a purse that's, like a tote bag. Nothing too over, embellished, like sequins or fringe or anything like that. Stick to the classic things.
How do you match colors?
Colors?
Your bag with your shoes and your suit.
I like to say there really are no rules. I started out thinking there were rules, and you have to learn the rules in order to break them. So, for example, my bag is brown and I'm wearing black, so it's a darker color. I think it's called espresso or something. So no, you don't have to match it, but I would say just make sure it's not, for an interview, browns, blacks, navies, nothing with a pattern or bright, bold color. Because again, you don't want to draw attention away from what you're there for, which is, to show them your skills and that you're qualified for the position. But for business casual, you could wear something like that.
Boys had more questions, guys.
They did.
I have a question.
Yes.
Since you talked about the dark color, you said that the darker, the more
Formal.
The more formal.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about the shoes color?
Shoes, the same thing, yeah. So black shoes are going to be more dressier than brown shoes. But you can wear black or brown depending, on your suit. So yes, so if this is dressy and casual and trendy and classic, business casual is going to be over here. You don't want to wear anything that's too trendy, something you'd wear to a club, or too casual, something you'd wear walking around campus like sweats or working out, and leggings. That would definitely be too casual. Well, for business casual, you can wear leggings, but make sure that your midsection and your I don't want to use the wrong term. I'm trying to be politically correct here. Make sure that your butt and your crotch are covered by a shirt or a sweater or something if you're going to wear leggings. The no pants look was like a big trend now, a couple seasons ago, but that doesn't work for work. So if you're going to wear leggings, make sure that you have something covering your parts. And for interviews, it's called business formals. So if you want to get more ideas on what's considered appropriate for interviews, it's called business formal. It's a dark suit, white or any other color button-down shirt that's not too crazy and bright. And yeah.
Could you embellish the look on the right or the two on the right with a scarf or something?
I would say not for an interview. Definitely you can wear scarves for business casual, but again, it's not very formal. I mean, let me see, like if it's cold outside and you're wearing, your jacket, your winter jacket and a scarf, that's fine. But when you take it off, you should be looking like this. You could wear like a small necklace or rings or small earrings, nothing too long and dangly. Studs are always, good classic look. Keep it minimal.
And
Hair,
up, down.
well, it depends. If you're going to a more creative field, then there's a lot less rules. And they want to see something that's more like personality. So like, my hair now, I would wear this to like if I was going to a fashion company to interview or a design firm or something like that. But if I was going to an engineering company or somewhere, like especially if it's like, I've worked in manufacturing plants, like hair up is probably going to be better. Ponytail low or not too high, not on top of your head. If you have short hair, you could work with that. But yeah, if you can, get a haircut. You're going to feel better. You're going to look better. You don't have to go all out, but just the little things help. Not too many, like, you could wear a headband, but I wouldn't do like a lot of clippy things or, nothing too embellished. Always err on the minimal side when it comes for interview. Yes?
This might not be too relevant. This should be button up our blazer.
Okay, yeah, that is relevant actually. So yeah, like with the guys, you should always keep the bottom button unbuttoned. Now, sometimes you might have a single button blazer, so you can button that. For 2 buttons or 3 buttons, always keep the bottom button unbuttoned. When you're sitting down, unbutton all of it so that it's not bunching when you're sitting. Good question. Yeah.
Could you offer more tips on how to choose the right color of the foundation?
Sure. Okay, so I can only tell you what works for me because I have not helped other women with their makeup, I would mostly recommend YouTube videos. I watch a lot of tutorials on YouTube for makeup. Some of my favorite ones are Pixie Woo and Goss Makeup Artist. So basically what a lot of people say is put it on your neck. You want to make sure that your neck and your face are the same color. Sometimes if you put on foundation, if it's not the right shade, your face will be one color and then you'll have this line here or down here and you can notice that. And make sure it's blended well. You can get away with if it's not the right shade if you blend it enough, and you could always mix it with moisturizer to kind of dilute it a little bit so it's not as harsh. If you have a hard time finding a color that matches, sometimes you can mix a lighter. If you happen to have some people have extra makeup that they don't use, you can mix like a too dark one with a too light one to kind of balance it out for you. I like to apply powder. I mean, it depends on your skin type, but you know, that gets rid of a lot of the shine and yeah.
Well, there are places like,
Sephora.
yeah.
Yes,
That
that's
would
great.
help you match
Yes.
the right color.
They will, and they'll give you samples for free too. So, and they'll actually do your makeup for free. So, you know, I mean, I don't know how convenient that would be depending on your schedule, but if you want to learn, you know, they're pretty good there. I've had them do mine. So, if you want to learn about things and ask them questions there, that would be a good way to do it. Go there. There's one in Shady Side on Walnut Street. So, yeah, definitely practice. If you're not used to wearing makeup, practice is going to help. And watch the YouTube videos for advice. Yes?
What about shoes in the winter? Does it still need to be, yeah, are there like dressy boots or something, or is it still?
That's a good question. No, you only have to wear heels for an interview, and you don't have to wear a high heel. Just, it should not be like a ballet flat. That's too casual. So even a loafer that like is flat, you can wear a flat loafer, you know. So for boots, that is a good question. What I usually do is, especially if it's like raining, I have rain boots. I'll bring an extra pair of shoes to change into, because if they're wet, you know, you don't want to wear those all day anyways. So yeah, I would, if you can, keep an extra pair of shoes at your office, or if you know it's going to be bad weather out, then bring 2 pairs. Like you can wear whatever kind of boots you want, or sneakers or whatever, but you know, definitely change before you go in.
What about a dress boot or a pantsuit?
Yes, you could do that. Yeah, if you're going on an interview, because yeah, if you're wearing pantsuits, they're not going to be as noticeable, and women can get away with more, you know, things than guys, because we have more options than guys do. So yeah, if they're a nice boot, like leather, stick with leather, you know, or fake leather if you can afford real leather. Yeah, you could do that.
We see in the Career Center a lot of times that with a brand new suit, men and women both, they don't kind of snip that string. So
Oh,
your
yes.
You want to talk about it in the blue
Yes,
suit.
yes.
It's a brand new suit, they just bought it.
I forgot that. That's a very good point. So yeah, whenever you're, even sometimes jackets do that too. If it's like a trench kind of jacket, yeah, I'll show you an example with my jacket. So in the back, they have what they call vents, and I think there's one here. Yeah. So you see where the where it splits here. Now, for in store, to keep it together, they stitch this together. Sometimes they do it in, like, if it's black, they might do it in a white thread, so that you kind of know you're supposed to get rid of it. But a lot of people forget that. And that you get that on the back of your skirt if there's a slit, and also the back of your suit jacket if it's like this. You know, definitely cut that off. Don't yank it, because that could tear the fabric and you'll have more strings. Just cut it with scissors. Anything, I didn't really cover outerwear, but trench coats are good. I mean, for winter, you know, anything that's not like too athletic is going to be considered kind of more professional. Like, again, darker colors, you can always go with a black. Pea coats are good for winter. Wool is going to be much warmer though, so I always look at the tag of every coat will tell you what it's made out of, the filler, the lining, the outer fabric. So check it. Wool is going to be much warmer than polyester. So if you're like, oh, I don't know if this is going to keep me warm, check the fabric. If it's wool or if it's down-filled. Now they have, like, you know, the big puffy coats. They have down-filled ones that are very slim and more professional styles than they used to. They used to just have those big, like, ski jackets, but now they have warm down-filled coats that are still kind of more quilted, professional look. Well, thank you.